You just saw me probably if you watched the intro, kind of like describing the channel. But my first video is kind of going to be about being alone and figuring out who you are alone if you don't have many friends, or like I said, I had to take a break off school and work, and I've been really trying to entertain myself for months. I did a intensive outpatient program for 3 weeks, so that took up like a lot of my time when I was doing that. But what I was so scared of was, after that ending, what the hell was I going to do? Like, I have 12 hours in a day. Like, what the fuck am I going to do with all that by myself? Because a lot of my friends are in school and working and really busy. And let me tell you, as someone who maybe has trauma and it's very hard for things to feel stagnant or calm or peaceful, the boredom is going to be there. Like, you are going to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored. Like, let me do something to like switch this up. I've been living the same day for a couple weeks, and that's kind of what you need to, like, what I needed to get used to, is not having something so exciting and so out of the ordinary every single day. Like, a lot of it was establishing a routine, and I'm only 20 in a routine. I'm like, this is boring. I feel old. Like, I'm supposed to be out there. But I also know I strive on routine, and I strive on structure, and I strive on some predictability. But part of me was like, I need to be stimulated. I need to get my happiness from, frankly, other people and outside things. So but then what I've learned is there are things that you can do to make the day feel great and make spending alone time fun, and not something that you might dread, especially if it's something that you're not used to. And for me, I was not. Like, before really working on my mental health, I felt like I had to be around people 24/7. I was partying on the weekends. I was obsessed with finding a relationship or dating, and I thought I was okay with being alone, but I realized throughout this journey that was something I definitely struggled with. So I'm gonna give some tips. Number one is establish a great morning routine. I get up, I journal, I walk, I listen to music and dance, and I meditate. Not saying that you have to do all of that, but just a certain 1 hour morning routine where you just feel like you're giving yourself love and time, and not being on your phone, which I've only incorporated for 3 days of not looking at my phone. Because when you have very depressed days, you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, it's 8 o'clock. I do not feel like getting out of bed yet. I do not want to start my day. I do not want to be a human yet. Let me just scroll through my phone. And that's what I was doing. And I still have days where I want to pick up my phone and scroll, but I just stare at the ceiling, and I'm like, okay, I need to get up. Like, sometimes it's not all glamorous, but then when I get up, I'm like, okay, how can I make this morning start this morning on the best foot? And I've done the routine that has helped. 2, cooking for yourself. I think this is the biggest self-care thing you can do. I don't cook all 3 meals, but I usually try to cook breakfast and dinner, and then when I'm home, maybe I'll cook lunch or I'll go out. But cooking for yourself, especially at night, when you come home to the apartment or your house and no one's there, and you get that feeling of loneliness, put on some jazz music, at least cook for yourself, eat a good meal, things that you enjoy, and it makes you feel like, okay, I'm taking care of myself, this is good. 3rd, I would say make errands for yourself. I don't care if it's there to go to freaking Kroger to get butter. I will do it. Anything to be out of the house. Like, what? Like, I am going to go to Walgreens to get a toothbrush, like a pencil, or going different places to do things that you like to do, like read. Like, okay, maybe if you're so done with the house, you're getting cabin fever, go read at a free library, or go read at a coffee shop. Like, you don't even, sometimes I don't even buy anything. Like, I'm not working, so my bank account is non-existent. Like, some savings, but I have to be very, 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 very cheap. So even it's like going to get like a water or a granola bar or the cheapest thing on the menu, but at least you're reading there or journaling there. And that makes a big difference, because for my mental health, I can't just stay in the house all day, every day. Like, I just get cabin fever. I just feel so lonely. And yeah. And then I don't know if it's the fourth, the fifth, find community any way you can. I know a lot of people, sorry, I had hummus, like garlic hummus and chips, and I feel like I'm burping, but I don't feel like I'm burping, I am burping. But find a community. Like, I found a yoga class in the city. I'm not gonna say what city I live in, but I live in Kentucky. That is free. It's like donation based, pretty much. So, you know, they know if you can only have $5, a couple dollars, 10, like whatever you can give, they're like, that is completely okay. So I'm like, okay, that's amazing. So I found that community group. I'm trying to find like a book club. Obviously I am searching for a job. I am really, really trying on Indeed.com. Shout out, but nothing is really, like, there's just not many options, and I have options, and then we start emailing, and then they just stop replying, and I'm like, okay. So, and then I started going to a new church on Sunday, First Unitarian Church, and volunteering at Down Syndrome of Louisville. So anywhere you can find community, and I know it's hard. I literally, through the deepest time, like, I had intense agoraphobia. I would not leave the house. I was scared to socialize. I was scared to get out there. Like, completely had like panic disorder. I just thought like I was gonna have a panic attack every time I went out, or that. Like, I 100%, and that's not easy, and I still have so much anxiety going to these places, but avoidance actually makes your anxiety worse. And a lot through like my outpatient program, I did exposure therapy for OCD, so I just really had to push myself to get out so I don't fall into those bad habits. And that's like the biggest thing. Like, I would say 5th or 6th, whatever we're on, if you've done growth and you've worked on yourself and you have built self-love and self-compassion and boundaries and all those amazing things, you're gonna have time, or maybe not, but I will. You're gonna have time when you're at the house and you've been alone all day and you're just sad and you're down and you're lonely, and that little voice is gonna come. Text them. Make company, just, you know, farewell company, just because you're lonely. Like, not good company, but I want company. Revert back to your old ways. Get a bottle of wine. Like, that voice is going to be there. At least for me. And that's the biggest lesson you have to teach yourself, is that I can be alone. Things can be ordinary. Things can feel a little bit boring. But I'm not going to let that regress. I don't know the right word, but I'm not going to let that impede on all the progress that I did. Like, I'm telling you, if you stick it out, and that's what I'm telling myself, stick this boring ass time out, this ordinary ass time, because when you have bad days, you realize that, okay, these are actually really, really good days. I would never want to go back to the days where I couldn't leave my house, or I couldn't drive, or I was having panic attacks all day, or couldn't get out of bed. Like, whatever it is, you find that these days you would take these days out of the bad days. You would take these days and waiting out for amazing friendships that align with you, than rather going to people that didn't treat you right. Like, you just have to believe that this is a season in your life, and there's going to be times when it's chaotic, and there's going to be times when it's busy, and there's going to be times where you wish you just had an ordinary day. And that's what I need to tell myself, and that's what I try to tell myself every single day when I'm feeling down about it, is the only constant is change, and you're never going to stay the same, and it's not time to go backwards. And that's why I push myself to go forwards and get out and experience just something for the day. Even if I have, I don't know, $2 in my bank account, what can I do? Where can I go? Like, what's something? I can buy a plate and smash it. Like, I don't know, just something to experience, because we are here to experience, learn, and grow. And I know you've probably heard it so many times, but a hobby. Crafts, painting, drawing. I do basketball. I don't know why, but I'm just like, I feel like it's a great time to learn a sport. So I do basketball. Video, making videos, or watching videos on YouTube, or reading articles, or taking an online free course that I did for anatomy and physiology, because I want to be a massage therapist when I'm a little older. When I graduate like undergrad. Walking, being outside, nature, parks, literally do anything that's free. Even if it's, doing the loop that you've done multiple times. Just get out and do it. And, also have many, like, those question games. Ask yourself those. Do shadow work prompts on Pinterest. Get to know yourself. That's the biggest thing. Like, I've had to learn this completely new, different person after what I went through for horrific months. Like, I am a changed person, and like, you have to get to know that new person. Like, your old self is shed, and you want to keep shedding that person and, blossoming into a higher version of yourself, or a more grown person of yourself. And that's someone you have to get to know and create and figure out who you want this person to be. And that takes time, and that takes a long time. But even if you can't be with people physically, maybe FaceTime a friend if you have a friend who doesn't live here. That's what I do. And even being with people, like, I can have the worst anxious day, and I'm going to try to push myself to be with family, or just call a friend, or see a friend for a couple of minutes, or, a friend asked me, could I drop off butter? And I was so freaking excited because I just wanted to see someone for 3 or 4 minutes. Reading. There's so many things. And even if it's staring out a window and contemplating existence, or contemplating your next steps, or just freaking contemplating, I don't know what about, but I do it. That's okay. And I know if you're in any season like me, and you're 20 and you see people with friend groups going out on the weekends, taking spring break trips, I know how hard it can be, and I know how isolating it can be, and I know how shunned out it can feel. And I'm just trying not to abandon myself in this time. I know that this time is extremely important and is given to me, and how can I utilize it the best? So that's my spiel. If any of that helped, I'm so glad. If